My name is Haya. I am 22 years old. I live in a university hostel. I came here from a small town when I was 18. It was the first time I had ever left home. The first time I slept without hearing my mother in the next room. The first time I understood what loneliness actually feels like. Hostel life was loud, chaotic, crowded, but inside me, everything was quiet. My routine was simple. I woke up, got ready for class, walked through the messy campus corridors, attended lectures, sat in the library, ate alone, came back to my small room, and tried to hold myself together. Money was always a problem. My parents tried. They really did. But I could hear the worry in their voices whenever they sent money. It made me feel guilty. It made me feel like a burden. I wanted to help them. I wanted to stand on my own feet. I just didn't know how. One day during lunch break, everything changed. I was sitting alone near the cafe stairs when a girl came up to me. She had bright eyes and confidence I had never seen in anyone my age. She looked at me for a moment, then smiled. "Do you model?" Her question surprised me. No one had ever asked me something like that before. I wasn't used to attention. I wasn't used to being noticed. I shook my head slowly. She sat beside me and said, "You should. You have a photogenic face. Shoots are easy, and the money is good. Good money. Easy shoots. Just pictures." It sounded harmless. That night, when I counted the last few notes left in my wallet, I knew I had to try something. The next day, I texted her. She replied instantly, "Come tomorrow, you'll do great." My first shoot. I didn't sleep well that night. My heart kept beating too fast. My mind kept imagining wrong things. But a studio I walked into the next day wasn't scary at all. It was clean, bright, professional. There were two girls doing their makeup, a stylist preparing clothes, and a photographer setting up lights. He looked at me and said gently, "Don't worry. We start simple, just natural shots." And it was simple. Casual clothes, soft poses, friendly atmosphere. For the first time in a long time, I felt like maybe I wasn't invisible. Maybe I could be someone. Maybe I could earn. When I returned to my hostel room that evening, I stood in front of the mirror for a long time. I touched my face and whispered, "Maybe I can do this." The second shoot. This time, the clothes were slightly bolder. Nothing extreme, but different. The photographer's tone was also different. Smile more, tilt your head, hold that pose. I felt shy, but I didn't stop. I needed the money. Everything still looked harmless from the outside, but something inside me felt uneasy. The third shoot. This is where the real change began. Lights were brighter, camera was closer, instructions were personal. Relax your shoulders, part your lips slightly. Look into the camera like it matters to you. My heart kept beating too fast. My hands felt cold, but I didn't stop. I told myself it was still work. Deep down, something was shifting. The day everything shattered. One afternoon, after a few photos, the photographer said, "There's a big commercial shoot coming. Payment is double, but the project is mature. Are you comfortable?" I froze. Everything inside me screamed no, but my voice came out weak. I I don't know." He smirked. "Haya, fame requires courage. If you want to grow, take one more step. One more step." But that step felt like a cliff. The walk back to the hostel, I couldn't hear the cars passing by. I couldn't hear people laughing. Everything sounded far away. When I reached the hostel bathroom, I shut the door, leaned on the sink, and looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't recognize the girl staring back. She looked scared, lost. A tear fell before I realized I was crying. The message that night, my phone buzzed. VIP clients tomorrow, best pay. Don't refuse, or we can't offer future shoots. It wasn't a message, it was a warning. My stomach twisted. My hands shook. I felt trapped. I turned my phone off. I cried until I couldn't anymore. The realization. Later that night, I went to the mirror again. My eyes were swollen. My face looked unfamiliar. I whispered, "This isn't modeling. This is losing myself." I stood there, breathing, hurting, understanding. The next morning, I blocked everyone, deleted my modeling page, ignored every call, every message. I walked away, not from the job, but from the darkness hiding behind the camera. Now, sometimes I still think about it. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I stayed. But then, I look at myself in the small hostel window, watching the sunset, and I realize something important. Not every bright light is meant for you. Not every soft voice is safe. Not every opportunity is real. And sometimes, the most expensive thing you can lose is yourself. I chose myself. And maybe that is the first real thing I have ever done.